At his peak, Tucker Carlson was not merely a television host. He was a political force. His nightly monologues influenced voters, framed national debates, and regularly dictated what America argued about the next morning. Presidents paid attention. Politicians responded. Media rivals watched closely. Then, in 2023, he vanished from cable television without warning. No farewell, no final broadcast, no explanation. Yet Tucker Carlson did not disappear. He reemerged outside the system that had elevated him, more independent, more controversial, and arguably more powerful than before. His story is not just about journalism or politics. It is about power, trust, and what happens when influence outgrows institutions. Early life and formation. Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson was born on May 16, 1969, in San Francisco, California. His upbringing was shaped by political proximity rather than wealth. His father, Richard Warner Carlson, was a journalist and later served as director of Voice of America under the Reagan administration. His stepmother came from a prominent Washington family. Carlson's childhood placed him near power, but not at its center. That proximity mattered. From an early age, he observed how narratives were built, how institutions communicated authority, and how public opinion could be shaped. After attending St. George's School in Rhode Island, Carlson enrolled at Trinity College in Connecticut, graduating in 1991 with a degree in history. He did not follow a conventional elite pipeline into media. Instead, he entered journalism through persistence and curiosity rather than prestige. Early journalism and television career. Carlson's early career unfolded in print journalism. He wrote for publications such as Policy Review and Arkansas Democrat Gazette, eventually contributing to the Weekly Standard, a conservative magazine that valued ideological debate over neutrality. Television came later. Carlson joined CNN in the early 2000s, where he co-hosted Crossfire, a debate show designed to pit opposing viewpoints against each other. At the time, Carlson wore bow ties, spoke politely, and represented a more traditional conservative intellectualism. However, Crossfire ended abruptly in 2005 after comedian Jon Stewart publicly criticized the show for reducing political discourse to performative conflict. The moment became symbolic. Carlson later acknowledged that the criticism forced him to reconsider the role media plays in shaping public understanding. This self-reflection marked a turning point. MSNBC, Fox News, and ideological evolution. After CNN, Carlson joined MSNBC, hosting Tucker from 2005 to 2008. The show struggled with identity, and Carlson found himself ideologically misaligned with the network's direction. By his own admission, he had not yet found the voice that would define his career. That changed at Fox News. Carlson joined Fox as a contributor and later became a co-host on Fox and Friends. In 2016, following the departure of Bill O'Reilly, Fox handed Carlson a primetime slot. Tucker Carlson Tonight debuted with modest expectations. It became one of the most watched cable news shows in America. The rise to unmatched influence. Carlson's success stemmed from a fundamental insight. Outrage was not enough. Storytelling mattered. His monologues framed politics as a moral struggle between institutions and ordinary people. He spoke directly to viewers who felt ignored by elites, dismissed by experts, and misrepresented by mainstream media. He rejected traditional journalistic neutrality. Instead, he argued that neutrality had become a mask for power. This framing resonated deeply with a large segment of the American public. By the early 2020s, Carlson's show routinely drew millions of viewers. His commentary influenced Republican primaries, immigration debates, foreign policy discussions, and cultural battles. Politicians referenced his segments. Critics accused him of radicalizing discourse. Both sides agreed on one point: he mattered. Controversies and internal tensions. Carlson's influence brought scrutiny. Critics accused him of promoting misinformation, racial resentment, and populist extremism. Supporters defended him as one of the few figures willing to question consensus narratives. Behind the scenes, Fox News faced mounting legal and reputational pressure. During a major defamation lawsuit involving election coverage, Internal communications surfaced that revealed discrepancies between private skepticism and public messaging across the network. While Carlson was not the sole focus of these revelations, the disclosures deepened concerns about credibility, both corporate and personal. Trust, once fractured, is difficult to restore. The sudden exit from Fox News. In April 2023, Fox News announced that Tucker Carlson and the network had mutually agreed to part ways. The phrasing was vague. The timing was abrupt. Carlson did not return to say goodbye. The move shocked the media world. No clear explanation followed. Fox moved on. Carlson stayed silent briefly. The silence itself became part of the story. Reinvention outside the system. Carlson returned independently, launching long-form interviews and commentary online, first through social platforms and later through his own subscription-based media ventures. Free from network constraints, he leaned into global power dynamics, institutional critique, and civilizational themes. In 2024, his interview with Russian President Vladimir Putin drew international attention, praise, and condemnation in equal measure. To supporters, it represented independent journalism. To critics, it was normalization of authoritarian power. Carlson framed the interview differently, as a rejection of gatekeeping and an assertion that audiences deserved access to unfiltered information. By 2025, Carlson had built a media operation that bypassed traditional broadcasters entirely. His reach, while fragmented across platforms, remained substantial. His audience followed him, not the network. Ideology and worldview. Carlson defies easy classification. While often labeled conservative, his views depart from traditional Republican orthodoxy on foreign intervention, corporate power, and surveillance. Central to his worldview is skepticism of institutions, consensus narratives, and elite authority. He frames politics less as left versus right and more as establishment versus outsider. This framing explains both his appeal and the resistance he generates. Legacy and ongoing influence. As of now, Tucker Carlson occupies a rare position in American media. Influential, but institutionally unaffiliated. He is neither fully inside the system nor completely outside it. His legacy is still unfolding. To critics, he represents the dangers of populist media and personalized influence. To supporters, he embodies independence in an era of conformity. What cannot be disputed is this: Tucker Carlson changed American political media. He proved that trust, not access, is the real currency of influence. And he demonstrated that once an audience transfers its loyalty to a person rather than a platform, power becomes portable. In modern media, institutions create reach, but individuals create belief. And belief, once earned, is nearly impossible to revoke.